Like, whoa.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. Y'all, if you are watching this episode right now, make sure y'all subscribe. We're on the road to 1 million. It's coming soon, so make sure y'all subscribe. It's free. As y'all know, this episode is presented by Underdog. If you're new to Underdog, today's the day. Get $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play just $5 with code It Is What It Is. It's Boosttober, so there's daily promos all month long. And here's something new. You can now combine multiple picks from the same player in a single entry. Think Travis Hunter is about to go off. Stack his receiving yards and touchdowns in one entry and flex your ball knowledge. Underdog is live in more than 30 states, including Georgia, Texas, and Missouri. So make sure y'all support the show. Lock in your bonus and start playing today with code It Is What It Is. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your host Cam. Mace will be back, and today we are joined with both of our analysts. We got Michael, Irvin, and Arabia.
Doing great, thank you. Happy to be here. How Mike? How are you?
I am doing well, Arabia, and I've been looking for you. I've been saying, where is she? You notice she would not show up. Well, I didn't see her when it was Mariota at quarterback, but today, when the man got back, all of a sudden she wants to pop on up. You know what I'm saying? But I get dig it. I get dig it. I'm sure you've seen my quarterback, so I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you ain't been looking too hard. I'll be right here every week. Every week.
Hey, y'all see I got this red on. You know why I'm wearing this red? Because that Cowboy offense is red hot. So I just put on red.
Let me ask both of y'all a question real quick, and I know we're going to get into it in a few minutes. But who's the best quarterback in the NFC East, man?
Jalen Hurts.
What?
He better. I like Daniels better than Hurts.
Wait, who said that? Who said that?
Arabia.
You did not say that. Did you watch the game today?
I said it. Yes, I watched today's game. I watched the Eagles game. I watched the Commanders game. Cowboys, Giants lost to the Saints. Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the NFC East.
No. Jalen Hurts may have the best team around him, but he's not the best quarterback. I'm just saying. Because what they did today, what Denver did today to him, I will explain to everyone. And you got to look for people to start doing that more often to Jalen Hurts. So we'll see. I think Dak Prescott, not just the NFC East. Right now, Dak is playing the best quarterback in the NFL just about, not just the NFC East. So certainly not Jalen Hurts for me. And I'm not just saying Dak because he is my quarterback, but Cam, you saw, I sent you that video, the video of Dak beating Michael Parsons. That's that next level of quarterbacking. Okay, even if my line can't block him, I can beat him with my ability, my shoulders up. I can see the open man before the man becomes open. What Tom Brady used to do all the time. Dak is doing that. I don't see Jalen Hurts doing that.
The thing about it is, Mike,
Here's the thing.
Real quick, Mike, before Arabia goes, is that me and Mike text all the time. Like, that's my big bro. I love Mike. And we go back and forth all the time. When he sent me that text, I didn't text you back because you can't manipulate me with that. I didn't even respond to it. I usually respond to all your texts. I didn't even respond to that, Mike. You're not going to manipulate me with that video you sent. I knew what you was trying to do. But see, I wasn't sure if that was because you got knocked down at the Miami game and you had a little concussion. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if that was part of the reason. Mike, what the fuck is going on? Arabia, go ahead, then I'm going to get to Miami afterwards because I know you're still discussing the quarterback. I got to ask him a couple things about this whole Miami situation. But go ahead, Arabia.
Let's just be very clear about what we're talking about. If you're saying the best quarterback in the NFC overall, it's Jalen Hurts. Winning has to account for something. And I said it before on my platform, I'll say it here. If you have the luxury of hiring a nanny and hiring a chauffeur and hiring a chef, that doesn't make you a bad parent because you have the luxury of doing all these things and you don't have to do it all yourself. Jalen Hurts doesn't have to do it all himself. He's concerned more about winning than whatever the stat sheet says. Now, if you're talking about this season, as much as I want to be a hater and I'm minute to minute with it, I'll probably be a hater in a few minutes. Dak Prescott is playing phenomenal football this season. Through 5 weeks, Dak Prescott looks great. So if we're saying in 2025 through 5 weeks, I'll say Dak Prescott. But if we're saying overall, and
that's all we were asking about, Arabia. Don't talk. Wait. Don't back up and try to say
no.
if we talking about right now.
That.
We ain't talking about last year. We ain't talking about next year. We talking about right now.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
You know, I said the same thing about Patrick Mahomes last season. I said Joe Burrow is playing a better game than Patrick Mahomes last season. Everybody jumped down Arabia's throat, pause, and said, how could you, Patrick Mahomes, So if we're season to season with it, yeah, Dak, I'm cool with that.
We're talking about right now, Arabia, who's the best quarterback in the NFC? Not overall over the years, through 5 weeks of football, who's the best quarterback?
Get that out.
Dak Prescott is playing a great game.
I'm not.
Hey, cut this and send me this clip. Make sure you send me this clip.
Now look, Mike Dak is playing good. Now hold on, because I know we got to get to the topic. What's going on with Miami week after week? It seems like you make more highlight reels film week after week with Miami than the players. You're outshining the players at this point, Mike. Every week, something's new, whether you're DJing, whether you're winding the bell up. This week, you got tackled. And, every week, you are making more highlight film than Miami. Tell me exactly what is your role there? I know you say you're not getting paid. It's your alma mater. We all know that. We all know that the U status, or we understand it. We get it.
Right. Exactly.
Are you reliving something? Like, are you going, when you get there, are you feeling like this is what I used to do? What is the purpose week after week that we seeing more of you than the players?
You know, most guys my age go through these crises, midlife crisis. They go get all these nice cars and convertibles and drive around. I had that when I was very young, so it can't help me get over my midlife, my crisis, right? But being on that football field is everything. It's everything, you know what I mean? It makes me feel young again, being around those dudes. Now listen, when those dudes came at me the other day, dude, I was sitting there, oh God, here they come. Like, I thought about it. I said, I could try to move out the way and run, but I'll probably pull a hammy. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to pull a hammy. So I said, just take this. And man, they came, man. Them dudes were heavy, but I bounced right back up like a champ. I bounced right back up, got back up, and got right back in the game, got my guys back in the game. I have to tell people, because people keep saying on the side, Michael, we need you here. You're our good luck charm. And I'm with you on this, Cam. Stop all that good luck charm stuff. This ain't nothing about luck. This is about, I have to tell them that. Stop all that good luck stuff. This is about the hard work Mario Cristobal and his staff is putting in with these kids every day at Green Tree Practice Field. He deserves all the credit. I'm just that guy up in there. I'm like a mascot. I'm like the most expensive rich mascot they ever had. You know what I'm saying? Just having fun with those boys, man. But that was a great, incredible game, because Florida State, they gave us some scare down towards the end of that game right there.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? You just mentioned how the staff and everybody is doing their thing and everything, and Stad's like, yeah, number one Carson Beck hater.
Okay,
coming into the season,
things change.
Number one,
things change.
Y'all don't like him because she was blackity black with Cam Ward there, and then you got a white quarterback, and now things change. You was hating Stat. Please don't start. Mike is loyal. Mike was loyal all summer and everything else. And my last thing before we get to the topics is this. And I want to change. My last thing to you, to my nigga Mike is, hold on, I had it right here so I wouldn't even forget. is that before, and I got the clip saved up, so don't even argue with me about it. He was like, yo, when the 49ers play the Rams, Mac Jones was averaging 275 yards. It won't happen this week. It won't happen this week. 342 yards, Mike. I hope we get to that game and we have time to talk about it, because you was 100% wrong. You was trying to tell me I was wrong, and my point was right, and you was wrong about it. So hopefully we have time to get to that.
Definitely wrong.
Yeah.
And Mac does look good. We'll talk about that. I want to talk about that too.
Yeah, we'll have time to get to that. We'll have time to talk about the Commanders and the Cowboys. But first, we're going to start with these first two teams, because there are no more undefeated teams left in the NFL right now. I know Cam just gone on me about Miami, like he didn't wear an Eagles hat. And then I said, don't let them lose that next game. What happened? The Eagles lost that next game, a game that
Maybe
a lot of people didn't expect.
Strategy.
No, you said the same thing about Drake Browning, and that did not go as expected.
But the very next day, you see me in the field practicing. You see me with my Bengals helmet. You see me with my Bengals socks, my jersey, and I was in the field actually practicing. I said, I can't do this. It didn't even feel right. Don't try and act like it took me less than 24 hours to get back with the Bengals.
Nope, we're going to talk about it. Arabia was on here for that too, so I think this will be a lovely discussion. So we're going to start with the Eagles. They got their first loss of the season after losing to the Broncos 21-17. Arabia, going to let you go first, then Mike, then Cam. Arabia, is this the team that you expected to hand them that loss, and then how'd you feel about the game?
Yeah, the Broncos have a phenomenal defense, from complementary football with the front four and that secondary, then playing off each other. So this isn't a bad loss for the Eagles at all. This is a really good Broncos team. Bo Nix in that same draft class as a Drake May and a Jaden Daniels, all who won their games yesterday. But no, this is a good Broncos team. Also, about the Eagles, this team reminds me of the 2023 Eagles, where they went 10-1 in the beginning of the season, but we saw flaws in their game. But because they were winning masks problems, and they ended the season like 1-5 or something like that. I want to make sure that the Eagles don't repeat that same pattern where they're kind of squeaking through games, special teams here, a blocked field goal here and there. But when November hits and better teams are playing their best version of football, that the Eagles are prepared for those cold winter months when real football is being played. So I don't want the same thing to happen, going 10-1, have a great beginning of the season, and then ending in a landslide. But Cam, let's get back to you. If anybody in the studio has any Cowboys gear for Cam to wear so that he can show his support for the Cowboys, because there's a pattern. You went hard for the Bengals, Ohio. You went hard for the Eagles. Now you on the Eagles.
I didn't go hard for the Eagles, but go ahead.
Downhill. I think you did. I think you went hard for the Eagles. You said you got the hat on. You know, you on the Eagles train. Now I need you to be on the Cowboys train, because when you support these teams publicly, things go south. So now I need that Cowboy stuff.
Listen, Nick, do you got my video? Obviously, they didn't see my video. You got my video still loaded up in there. Please show them my video real quick, because I don't see, Arabia, you come on one day a week. We got to get you on more days a week so you can actually see what I did the very, very next day after I put that Eagles hat on. I only put that Eagles hat on. I had it in the stash because Mace was pissing me off. Mace kept trying to tease me about the Bengals, and he always switched teams. You got it? All right, look, this is what the very next day, I don't know if you've seen this, Arabia, but after, and Mike, I don't know if you've seen it. Well, good, we're going to play it again. So therefore, you could say, after I wore the Eagles hat, this is what I did the next day. Nick, please. I don't know if you've seen this, Mike. I'm going to get Browning out of there. And Dak took this from me.
What's up, man? What's up, man? Nebraska. Dipset. Dipset. Kill him. 7.
What you talking about? What you talking about, Arabia? Helmet, socks, gear. I'm trying to get Browning out of there if need be. I told him I'll fall back if they got Shador and made a move. What are you talking about? I went hard. I wore a little hat one day, and that was it. Mike, this is what I'm talking about. She always pushes the guy. Get up, man. Go ahead and get up. Go ahead, man. I don't know if you see me.
Yeah. But now listen, and you guys, and we're talking about the Eagles, and Arabia is trying to drop it in. Like, I don't want this to happen as if, I don't know, he just forgot how to win. No, they didn't forget how to win when they went 10-1 and then 1-5. They got somebody figured it all out, like what Denver did today. They presented something new. Denver in the first half ran all man coverage because they felt very comfortable with their cornerbacks matching up with those wide receivers. Devontae Smith had a great game and kept the Eagles in the game. But that third quarter, they changed defenses. Okay, they started junking it up. That means putting everybody in the line of scrimmage. Everybody's in the line of scrimmage. And what does your boy do, Jalen Hurts? He checks out of the run. Once you check out of the run, then they all back up and play zone. And Jalen Hurts could not find anyone open because now all seven defensive backs, all seven DBs and on safeties and linebackers are all looking at him. He can't thread those needles. That's what happened then. That's what happened today. That brings about a problem. Now, if Saquon's running the ball great and you got to stack that line of scrimmage and you give him one-on-one outside all day anyway, now he can make plays because he throws the ball up and Devontae Smith went and got it. A.J. Brown will go and get her. But when they start junking it up, it causes a problem for Jalen Hurts. And I guarantee you this, you will see this for the next few weeks. Them junking it up and then pulling out. And then backing out. Let me say it that way before I have to pause all that. And then backing out. Backing out, which gives Jalen Hurts an issue. Why? Because he can't beat you shoulders up with a quick passing game like a Dak Prescott does, like a Patrick Mahomes does, like a Joe Burrow does, like a Joe Burrow does.
There you go.
The same thing Tom Brady used to do. That's the issue right there with Jalen Hurts. When it comes to you got to win just throwing the ball, he can't win just throwing the ball. Now, he can if it's one-on-one coverage all day. But if it's not one-on-one coverage and they're giving you a different, they're disguising those coverages and dropping back playing zone, it becomes a difficult thing. I watched A.J. Brown run a four pump. That's when you go in, you run an in route, and then you take it up. He was wide open. He slowed down. Because he didn't believe Jalen Hurts was going to get that ball there. Now, Jalen threw the ball. If he'd have kept running, maybe he would have caught that ball. But I wouldn't have stopped running because I know Troy gonna throw the ball. I'm depending on it. I know it. I trust it. A.J. Brown didn't trust it, and he slowed up. That's something to look at and think about. I'm telling you, ain't no way in the world a receiver. You wasn't even catching a lot of passes. Why would you stop and slow down? That's because he didn't have faith in what they were doing. I'm telling you, watch this. And they better be careful that they don't hit that slide that they hit that you talked about earlier, Arabia.
Hey, yo, Mike, you know what's crazy? I'm glad you pointed that out because that was great inside receiver knowledge because I seen what you talking about. And I was like, I know this nigga not pouting. It looked like he was just gave up on the play until you just explained it. And because, of all the talk, all the shit that was going on with A.J. Brown last week and all the comments he made, when that play you're talking about, because there's a couple plays I was just taking it as, is this nigga playing games? Is he not disinterested? Because that play, the exact play you talking about, I know exactly what you talking about. And I was like, this nigga's not even going to run. He looks like he's not interested, but you're pointing out basically saying Jalen Hurts ain't even like that to make this though. So what the fuck am I going to keep running for? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, and it ain't us saying it, it's him saying it.
Okay.
He's in the room with him every day. He eats, he sleeps, he's number two with him. He's everything with him. And he's still saying, I don't know if he can get it there. You know what I mean? I never would have stopped on that ball if that's Troy Aikman. I know Troy's going, and what I would do, when you make that poor route in, you come in, and that safety bite, now you go up the field. You dig deep. You just dig and run. And then you look up. You don't even look back. A.J. Brown was looking back like, where that chump at? Where that dude at? Yeah, instead of looking up, the ball's up here. You shouldn't even be able to see him throwing the ball. That's how off that situation is when they're confused about what's going on in the coverages. So they have to synchronize and get on the same page.
So now we're going to talk about the Bills because they got handed their first loss versus the Patriots 23-20, another unexpected loss for the Bills, a lot of people would say. So Arabia, what do you think went wrong for the Bills? And then Mike, you can go.
I wouldn't even necessarily go as far as to say what went wrong for the Bills, but if I did point something out, there's something to be said when you can create pressure with your front four. Ed Oliver is out. And so they blitz a lot more this game, which didn't necessarily affect Drake May in the way that I think they hoped to, because Drake May was still completing passes in those situations. Also, the Patriots have they've gone through their Tom Brady dynasty area. They kind of had a slump, thought they had something with Mac Jones, had a slump, and now they're sort of resurfacing, not as Super Bowl dynasty contenders again, but passing Miami in that division. Right now, they're 2-0 in the AFC East. The Bills have lost their first regular season home game in about 2 years. Last time they lost at home was 2023. That's a very hostile environment to go into, especially if you're in the division. The Patriots have won back-to-back games, beaten back-to-back teams for the first time in a couple years. So I wouldn't say that the Bills should be panicking. This was more so like the Patriots being like, hey, we're building in the offseason. They made some really great moves, and they're serving as a reminder to that division that, you know, everybody has to be honest. And I think it was a really great game between. I had the Patriots winning this game, not just because Ed Oliver was out, but because I've seen the progress that they made in the offseason and through 4 weeks, now 5 weeks of football.
And what she's saying, she's right, because you got to give Mike Vrabel some credit here. He is a beast of a coach. Mike Vrabel, he has that Belichick thing in him where, you know, he knows how to play and set up a defense to cause issues for Josh Allen. And also, the real reason they lost today, talking about Buffalo, was Cardi B. Cardi B, baby daddy. That's what that was. Cardi B, baby daddy. That's just my baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? Stephon Diggs. That's what that was. Stephon Diggs wanted to make sure he get his get back at Buffalo. And Stephon, think about this, guys. I've always said this too. Stephon Diggs is such a great receiver for a young quarterback. He's the one that helped bring Josh Allen over, and now he's going to do the same for Drake May, because he never stops in his routes, and he's always adding on to a route. And Drake May has the ability to move around and run. A lot of those plays they made when they were blitzing, like Raby was talking about, he got out the pocket, started running, and somehow found Cardi B, baby daddy. And that's what did it. That's how they lost that game, because Stephon Diggs played so great. And I got to give him credit, too. I watched him afterwards in the interview, you know, because Mike Vrabel has kind of said, I need you to be my leader. And he did a great job interviewing with Drake, with Drake May and Ramondo Stevenson after the game. He sounds very, very mature, like he's really leading his team. And yeah, I'm with you on that, Arabia. New England is going to shock a lot of people because they're going to play hard, they're going to play smart, and they won't make mistakes. And that was a division game. You know, they know Buffalo very well, and that's how they were able to cause all those turnovers.
Yeah, Mike, I was going straight to Stephon Diggs, bro. Stephon Diggs, you could just see the energy. Of course, he want to go back there because there was a bunch of shit that last year when you sit there and say, okay, he left the Bills, what is Josh Allen going to do? Oh, just win MVP. That's what he's going to do. So, you know, they're saying, you know, they basically saying we don't know what Josh Allen's going to do without him. And he gets hurt last year and he doesn't finish the season. You could see the intensity on Stephon Diggs' face or how much he really wanted to win this game. Not just that, the catches he was making, like, I'm a Stephon Diggs fan, but not like that. But after yesterday, like that, he was looking like a top 3 receiver. The catches that and the toe taps that he was catching going out of bounds. And then not just that, shout out to Drake May because he was extending plays as well. When he was rolling right, it was like he was unstoppable. He's stiff-arming lineman, 330 pounds. Drake May looked he looked really, really good. And there's a lot of times where I'm like, he's going to throw this away or he's going to get sacked. And he found Stephon Diggs. And not only found Stephon Diggs put yards after the catch on a bunch of them throws as well. Not only acrobatic throws out of bounds, so on and so forth. The yards after the catch, he looked really amazing. And not only that, you could see, not saying he was happy, you can't see a smiley thing, but you seen the glare in Josh Daniels' face. You said, yeah, I might got another nigga. You know Josh Daniels been with Tom Brady forever, and then you're sitting there getting not the right quarterback, and now you may have the right quarterback. You know, we got a long way to go before we even start no Tom Brady shit. But Josh Daniels looked really excited to have a Drake May out there. So like you said, Mike, and Arabia, this was important because not just that, you know, Buffalo Bills been the creme de la creme of the division. It looked like somebody got something to say about that. Shout out to the New England Patriots.
No, go ahead. No, I was just going to say, I think it's worth mentioning Hunter Henry, because when you have a solid tight end and Hunter Henry is really getting things going this season, that also can positively change the dynamic of your offense. If you have a tight end that can receive the ball and that can get his hands dirty with the big guys, that absolutely adds another dynamic layer to your offense. So Hunter Henry is also somebody who we should be putting the spotlight on for this Patriots offense.
I was just going to add really quick. I just think that this was a great win also for the Patriots because it just adds confidence back to their team, because I think a lot of people wrote them off for this game before even watching it. I think a lot of people were like, oh, Patriots, Bills, okay, we already know how that's going to go. Let's just move on to the next. So I think that they had a lot to prove, and I'm happy that they were able to finish the job, because even just throughout the game, we saw a lot of issues that the Bills had, because in that first half, for the first time since 2015, they had 8 penalties and 2 turnovers, and you kind of seen it dwindling down as the game was going. And even when they did tie at that fourth quarter, Patriots coach made sure to keep the team really poised, intact, to make sure that they finish strong rather than giving up quick, because we've seen also how that has turned the tables for other teams. So good Patriots win. And like Mike said, even in the post-game interview, the way Stephon Diggs was talking about his quarterback and just making sure the team, you know, remained together, remained calm, but also built up his teammates and himself while doing that, it just looked good overall. So I'm happy for the Patriots, and they have that next game overseas. So we'll see how that goes for them. So the next game we're going to talk about is the Bucs. So they're 4-1 after beating the Seahawks 38-35. Arabia, how important do you think this game was for the Bucs?
I thought it was very important for them to be able to play another NFC team that can really be sneaky and play really good teams very, very well. The Bucs showed themselves once again that they are able to pull out wins, and they're able to beat teams in their conference and play these really big games when need be. I just want to give credit to Emeka Egbuka, this Ohio State receiver who, in the absence of a Chris Godwin or in the absence of a Mike Evans, is able to not just step up, but he is nice. Emeka Egbuka is 100% having one of the best rookie seasons in the NFL. Him and Baker Mayfield have an amazing connection, and I don't think this offense is as successful as it is without him. Again, because for some reason the Bucs is one of those teams that's just plagued with injuries season after season. This was a very important win for the Bucs, not just to stay on top of, you know, have a good record in the NFC, but just to show themselves that they can pull out these really big wins in their conference as well.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right about Mike Evans and Godwin about to be was that Willie Pep? Willie Pep, you remember that Willie Pep was the guy that played all the time until he got hurt one day and Cal Ripken Jr. got in and he never got his job back. That was it. He was the Iron Man. Cal Ripken never gave back. They better get back fast, because Emeka Egbuka don't look like he's giving that job back at all. He came up with 163 yards today. I mean, he's a legit down the field threat and he just run all the routes. And with Baker Mayfield and that moxie that Baker gets, Baker wants a guy that can go up the field, man. That was an incredible game. Both of those quarterbacks who got drafted together, 1 and 2, really battled today. That was probably the best game of the day for me, because they went back and forth. I think they scored like 5-6 touchdowns in a row, each team taking turns scoring. But yeah, that was a phenomenal game. And yeah, though every game Tampa has played, every game Tampa has won, it's been a close game down to the wire. They win late. That's going to bode well for them as they go through the season. So Tampa is a team to watch out for.
This nigga Mike, yo. Last week it was only a field goal. they only won by a field goal. If this didn't happen and that didn't happen, then they wouldn't have won. Now it's amazing. Now, yo, Mike, week to week, I don't know who I'm talking to, week to week with you. Week to week with you, Mike. Every week is something different with you, man. I tell you this, listen, Stat, right or wrong, I say, special teams, I remember what team he's talking about. I said, special teams are all that matters. You're like, well, if they didn't block the field goal, they only won by a field goal, this, that, third. Now you praising a 3-point win. Which one is it, Mike? They only won by 3, or it's no big deal, yo. You all go ahead, man. Go ahead, Mike. You too inconsistent, man. You too inconsistent for me, Mike.
If you consistently win close games, then I gotta give it to you that you have that. But if you're lucking up, winning one here, one there, one here, one over there, then that's different. But this team has consistently this year continued to win in these close games like this. And I don't know if these games will not be close when Mike Evans get back, or you see what I'm saying?
We go with the
or
get back.
if they will take a step back when Mike Evans get back or try to take over. But right now, yeah, you got to give him credit for winning close games and throwing for 379 yards. I don't think he had 4 or 5. I don't think he had like 5 or 6 incompletions.
Nah, this was probably the best game for me. I agree with you. I think this was the best game of the day. But I just heard something you said. You don't know if they're going to take a step back when Mike Evans get back. Is Dallas going to take a step back when CeeDee Lamb get back?
Well, but no, because there's
yes
no
and
doubt.
No, Mike. Mike, yes and no.
Let me tell you what I'm saying. And Arabia just said it. So today it wasn't George Pickens that was the top receiver.
No.
It was Flower now. What's I pronounce his name? It was another receiver. So since we're bouncing around receivers, you're bouncing around top receivers, waiting on the number one. But Emeko is the number one right now for Tampa. So now when Mike Evans get back, you got to try to work him back in or work Mike Evans back in or tell Emeka he's not going to get the plays that he's gotten, something like that. You're not going to have to do that in Dallas. You're not going, because George Pickens one week played well, Ferguson played well the next week. So they're bouncing around to the number one guy. They haven't pointed out the number one guy. Emeka Egbuka has been the number one guy for Tampa, and they've been winning, doing great. So now that's an adjustment to take Mike Evans back.
If y'all are winning, bouncing around number one receivers, y'all had a couple wins this week. If y'all beating up on the Jets, I don't really even count that shit. If you're bouncing around and you're having a winning formula, why stop doing that? And I'm not saying y'all have a zero record, y'all are figuring it out. But if that system is working for y'all, why stop doing that and just go to CeeDee Lamb when he gets back?
What do you mean, why stop doing it? No, you're not trying to stop doing it. You're solidifying it. See, the difference, what makes a number one over a number 2 or number 3 is the number 1 is your most reliable, dependent receiver. And that's what CeeDee Lamb is. Now, that's what Mike Evans has been for Tampa. And now we're looking at another reliable number 1 receiver. That's why I said it was George Pickens one week, and then it's somebody else the next week. And even George Pickens still 57 yards a day, but he still dropped the slant that could have gone for another 60 yards. You see what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. When you're moving around, we're finding ways to win with other players. But Tampa has been very directed with the Mecca.
All right, my nigga. I hear you.
Just heard. I mean, takes change every week. So
me and Stat just looking at me like this nigga. Go ahead.
I get it.
We get it. We get it,
okay.
Mike.
All right.
No, I completely agree with Uncle Mike. I really do. And I also have to mention the two-headed monster in Tampa Bay, because we talk about Sonic and Knuckles in Detroit and their run game. We've kind of sort of touched on Derrick Henry not having the greatest season, but Bucky Irving and Rachaad White technically are 2 RB1s, and they are both really opening the pass game for Baker Mayfield and Emeka Egbuka. So that run game also is a huge factor to even why the pass opens up the way that it does.
Okay.
And one more thing, Cam. As a number one receiver, like I am, a number one receiver, like CD, like Mike Evans is. Remember, they're making all the money. They have a whole office full of people over there. Their job is to go find somebody that can do what you do cheaper. Cheaper. They drafted a number one, they drafted a receiver in the top 2 rounds every year I played in Dallas. They're trying to find somebody that could do it cheaper. And they just did in Tampa. I'm just saying, that's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, Mike and Arabia, you guys are agreeing now. We'll see if you guys agree for our next segment, because next up we got the Cowboys game, the Commanders game, and more. We'll see y'all after the break.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. My stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it. She wanna be free.
Welcome back. Now let's get into our underdog picks of the day. So today, the Chiefs will play the Jaguars. Cam Underdog has Xavier Worthy at 52.5 receiving yards. Do you have him higher or lower?
You're going to go higher.
Okay. Patrick Mahomes is at 1.5 passing touchdowns. Do you have him higher or lower?
Should be higher.
Okay. And on the Jag side, we got Travis Hunter. He's at 27.5 receiving yards. Do you have him higher or lower?
It's a higher day for Underdog, man.
Okay. Let's see what happens, y'all. Make sure y'all download the Underdog
Trevor
app.
Lawrence, make sure you make that shit happen, man. It's the only one. It's the only nigga that I don't have faith in the picks that you sent to me. Even though I know he's not in the picks. Trevor Lawrence, stay more consistent. They gave you the fucking bag. Y'all looking decent this year. I ain't gonna throw you under the bus. Y'all looking pretty decent. Get the 27.5 yards to my nigga.
Travis Hunter. You said Trevor Lawrence.
No, I'm talking to Trevor Lawrence to make sure that he passes. There's receiving yards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking to that nigga. Make sure you get him the fucking passes. I know what the fuck I'm talking, who I'm talking to, and what I'm talking about. Thank you, though. Thanks, sister. Trevor Lawrence, get him the 27 yards that he needs to make sure that Underdog gets over, like I said.
Okay.
You feel me, though?
I feel you. Guys, he's going with the higher. So let's see if Trevor Lawrence will make it happen for Travis Hunter. That's
what I'm
that.
talking about.
Okay. Make sure y'all download the Underdog app and you can make your picks too. So we're going to start with the Cowboys. And for this one, we're going to let Mike go first, Arabia for the second half. So the Cowboys beat the Jets 37-22. Mike, how much confidence do you have in the Cowboys right now?
I have a great deal of confidence in that offense that's putting up 35, 40 points consistently. That's where my confidence is in Dak Prescott. It's in that offense that keeps showing up and making plays. Today, the Cowboys played with 4 of their starting 5 offensive linemen out. So when I told you a couple weeks ago about how when people are hurt and you get these young guys in and they play well, that really bodes well for your team. That's what I saw today. You got 4 of your starting offensive linemen, 4 to 5 offensive linemen out, and you play like that. You put on a triplets with Dak Prescott threw for 240 yards, and Javonte Williams went for another 135, and then Flournoy went for another 114. Not Dak Prescott, not CeeDee Lamb, not Pickens, not even Ferguson, who is second in receptions in the NFL right now. More receptions at this point in the history of the NFL for a tight end. You see what I mean? So now you're getting other guys starting to make plays and learn that and feel good and get that confidence. So yeah, I like what I see on offense. Now today was the first time that I say, oh, okay, maybe these jokers do have something in them on defense. They came up with 5 sacks today. They had 5 the whole year coming into the game. They came up with 5 sacks today. I got to take that with a grain of salt because, it's Justin Fields. Justin Fields isn't going to beat you with the quick game, kind of like what I just said about Jalen Hurts. But I like the way that defense played today. It showed up and played much better than it had been playing all season long. But I wouldn't say I got confidence in them. I just say they played good today.
Okay, Arabia.
So usually the defense starts off faster than the offense. But that's not the case with the Cowboys this season. The better side of the ball has been the offense. They have started off faster so far this season, but it seems like the defense is starting to at least try to catch up. Now, if it's the case that this offense can sustain the regular season and be proficient and be efficient and they can avoid injuries, hopefully, and Dak Prescott can continue to play a clean game and the defense picks up, then yeah, they're going to have a good regular season. But if not, they're going to definitely run into problems because the NFC East plays the NFC North and they play the AFC West. And they play within their division, of course, all the other three teams twice. So if they can get their defense to heat up towards the end of the season, they'll be in good shape. Another thing, there are 5 first-time head coaches in the NFL this season. Brian Schottenheimer is trying to make a case for the best one. There's Liam Cohen, there's Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson, there's another one, Kellen Moore. Brian Schottenheimer is trying to prove that he wasn't just hired because of his last name, and people had no faith in him coming into this season. He's really trying to put his foot forward to say, look, I have a handle of this team. I'm leading my men. I'm putting everybody in a position to succeed. And I think he is a head coach at the end of the season that we can look back and be like, okay, he's not just little Marty. He's not just little Shardy, little Shoddy. He's actually doing a good job. So he's a coach that people aren't speaking about a lot, but we should keep an eye out for him.
It's the Jets. We analyzing this? We analyzing niggas playing the Jets. That's what we doing? Yo, Mike, man, listen. Me just asked Mike a question that something that Arabia said. I don't even know why we even visited this game. I know we had to because Mike is on the show. This shit would not have made the show if Mike was on the show. It's the fucking Jets and it's the Cowboys. But let me ask you something. How do you feel about the Cowboys coach? Because you was mad they hired the nigga. You had a whole attitude. You threw a tantrum about this shit, matter of fact, last season or in the all season. You had a whole attitude about this shit.
Right.
You was really mad. How do you feel about this right now?
And I was upset because I was upset with how things had gotten in Dallas, where you don't have to go to the hotel the night before a game and all of those things. My worry was, how do you change things by using more of the same thing that they've been around when you promote it from within? But I give them credit. I give him credit because Shotty, when he got here, he called me up. He called all of us up, brought us over and spent time and let us see how what his approach was. And I told you guys, I don't know if I told you guys, even in the meeting rooms, they got a basketball goal and they shoot free throws in front of everybody with 30 seconds. So it's pressure. And I like that he creates that. Jimmy Johnson was like that. He's always creating competition and pressure, competitive, precious moments. So everybody's yelling while you're trying to make those free throws. That's all great football is. It's competition under pressure. That's where I started saying, he has something here. Because you got to create that all the time and make people, you got to be used to it. You got to expect it. I always said, you got to have a love affair. That has to be your mistress. Pressure has to be your best friend. And that's what he's creating around there. And that's why they've been playing pretty good, especially offensively in these games.
I got you. That nigga finessed you. I got it. Oh, that's right. The nigga finessed you.
Hey, not only him, you Carson Beck did too.
Yeah, that's why I hushed.
Carson Beck signed. He signed with Miami back in the offseason. I was thinking about it when we were talking about, when Treasure was talking about it. As soon as he signed in the offseason, he called me. I was like, oh, okay, I know. He said, I'm
the real big homie.
Sure
Niggas got to check. They got to say, you the real big homie. Niggas got to check in with you before they get the job or when they get the job or get the position. Nigga like, Leo, let's go get this shit situated with Mike now because we ain't got time for this shit later. That's what I'm taking from this. Go ahead.
Because you know what they saying, because you know that nigga gonna be running his mouth somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what they saying. That's what they saying. So hey, it works. I was with his mother and his sister down there over in Florida State, man. But it's a great family, man. It really is. You got the leadership that he brings for that team has been invaluable.
Yeah, I seen you take your belt off. You was hitting the wall with the belt. Mike, you a real fucking character every weekend, man. Belt the ass, fucking everything with your. Yeah, I seen it. I seen it, man. I seen it. Stat, you on board? Carson Beck?
I am now. Shout out to the King. We beat FS who? So we're in a good little position right now.
Right, exactly. Hey, and when I was doing that belt thing, you know what I'm saying? In the comments, somebody said, "Oh, you can tell this joker. Somebody used to whoop his tail. That's how my dad used to whoop my tail with that belt. You know what I mean? But man, my shoulder was hurting like I don't know what.
Mike, I ain't gonna lie. You in some good ass shape. What is that watermelon you say you eating every night? Because you're in really good shape, man. I give you your credit, man. You're in really good shape. Because for you not to be like limping around today after that tackle, I ain't gonna front. It probably take me about 4 days to get back from that. You're in good shape.
I was limping last night. Trust me, I was limping last night.
It looked like he twisted your ankle. No, I watched that shit in slow motion, man. You really, for you to be walking today, you're in good shape.
Yeah, all good. Okay, so now we're gonna get to Arabia's team. So the Commanders beat the Chargers 27-10. We saw Jaden Daniels return. Arabia, how did you feel about his return in the game as a whole?
I thought it was fine. There were certain times where I feel like he could have slid, but he ended up kind of trying to run through defenders. He played okay. I honestly had a problem with Cliff Kingsbury's play calling in the first half. To me, we find ourselves in really messed up 3rd and long situations because we're not running on the first play of the first down. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Bill, our rookie running back, has a hot hand right now. He is able to get 6, 7, 8 yards in a play. Why are we not running him for that first play? So we're passing, we're not getting any yards. Now it's 3rd and 12. Now it's 3rd and 14. Now it's 3rd and 8. And now we're in a situation. If anything, I didn't like the play calling from Cliff Kingsbury. Now in the second half, he adjusted, which I can appreciate. I think he did go into the locker room, had a conversation, and to the end, the end of that game, definitely more passing plays. Our defense finally got a turnover. We got an interception at the goal line, thanks to Mike Sanderstill, go blue. And overall, it wasn't a game that I actually expected us to win. I had the Chargers winning that game, but it was a nice win, a nice way to go on the road and take that win away from Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh.
To watch those two young guys, Justin Herbert and Jaden Daniels, go at it. But the key here and what Cliff Kingsbury was doing was working back in his quarterback. Those first couple possessions, you had the punt. He's basically saying, I got to get my young quarterback reacclimated because you could tell the game was kind of quick, fast for him. Jaden Daniels got ready to try to sneak out and run. And I thought, oh, man, that was a slow decision. You got to either go or throw the ball right now. So you could tell he was getting reacclimated to the speed of the game. But I'm going to tell you something. When I watch this team, and when Scary Terry gets back, it's going to be scary. Because Debo brings a physicalness to this team that's real. When he gets the ball, he's looking for people to run over. And I think that brings something to a Washington team. So, yeah, they'll continue to reacclimate young Jaden Daniels and when Scary Terry get back, then we'll have to worry about it. But what I'm saying is we'll be able to match it point for point. We're putting up 40 over here. We got the #1 offense. So I'm looking forward to that battle when it comes.
That doesn't move me. I don't care nothing about that. As soon as we get the game lined up, it's a division game. So all that #1 offense when you play the Jets, so no one's impressed by the 0-5 Jets. When you play us, you're going to have to keep that same energy in the division. So we'll see.
Well, but then you don't get the #1 offense for playing one team. You get the #1 offense for playing the whole season. So right now, the whole season they played, they're #1. That wasn't just from the Jets. That was from the Eagles and the Packers, all those other teams. So you can't just try to snatch that from us, taking the glory right out of that story. I'm not allowing that. No, there ain't no one Jet team that put you #1. It's the whole season that got you #1.
Yeah, that doesn't move me because you still haven't played us yet. So as soon as you play us, then we can talk about what number ranking you are in your offense and your defense and your special teams. We'll see when you line it up when you play us. You ain't played us yet.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Yeah. What I will say is this, just to add on really quick, is that I do see a rejuvenated Debo with the Commanders.
Yeah.
Like, it was a lot of contract disputes, or whatever contract he won with the 49ers, and they wouldn't give it to him. Not just last year, the last couple years. I'm seeing a very, very rejuvenated Debo with the Commanders. And like you said, Mike, he looking to run people over. He's looking to win. I'm not going to give him the energy that Stephon Diggs had last night, but game after game after game, you see a nigga who want to win and prove to niggas that it ain't over. Because some niggas like, oh, why should we pay him this money? Talking about the 49ers. He may not be in his prime. He looking very, very much, I'm not going to say his prime, but he's looking very, very good. And right now, I'm going to have to agree with Arabia. I would take the Commanders over the Cowboys today.
Yeah, and I'm sure you guys will. But all I'm saying is Dallas putting up 40 against all teams. I don't see Washington put up 40 yet. But we'll see. They'll be playing each
Jaden
other.
Daniels just got back yesterday, man. Calm down, man. He just got back.
Whoa. Jaden, wait. I just told you.
Yeah, look at
CeeDee Lamb is out. 4 starting linemen were out today. And now you want to try to use the injury? When I use, okay, come on now. Jay Daniels just got back. He did that today with nobody. I don't even know those.
It's 3. I won. No, we had you on the over and under for CeeDee Lamb. You had 3. It was 2. I was talking to the people. I don't need back credit.
Y'all had me on the over and under on how many times I'm going to throw up CeeDee Lamb.
We already, that's why we had bets going on in the control room on the over and under. How many times you would say CeeDee Lamb today? I won. Thanks for that 200, Mike. I appreciate it. Go ahead, man. I'm going with the Commanders right now. Like Arabia said, y'all beat up on the Jets today and then. I'm tired of hearing about when CeeDee Lamb. But I will tell you this. I will say this. Dak is really impressive, man. He's looking really, really, really good. Really good. I'm still taking the Commanders over the Cowboys right now.
Just a little bit of credit, Mike. But
Yeah, listen, when Jaden Daniels get back in the room, we gonna have to give him his credit too. Look, that pass towards the end of the game yesterday off his back foot and he dropped that shit in the bucket. And, bro, that pass was amazing. It was smooth. That nigga came back, dropped that shit in the right corner, and that shit right in the bucket. Listen, man, for a nigga that just got back off injury, that was smooth, man. Maybe his mom know what
surprised me.
Yeah, I think his mom keeping him away from that pussy, keeping him away from the wrong niggas. That may be part of it, man. That may be part. That nigga ain't get no pussy, no nothing. All he can do is get football. That nigga kiss a girl, his mom busting in the room. No kissing, no touching, no nothing. Grab a football, nigga. Mom might be up to something. Because that nigga nice.
He is. And what surprised me is he's the first in the shortest amount of games. I think it's 20 games. He rushed for 1,000 yards. Can you believe that? Right. In the shortest amount of games, he's reached 1,000 yards rushing. We had Michael Vick to Lamar Jackson. That blew my mind.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
To hear that.
You knew that, Arabia?
I did, but unfortunately, I'm so critical of my team that I don't necessarily see that as the good thing that it should be. A lot of the reason why he has a lot of those rushing yards aren't designed QB runs. It's because our offensive line had him running for his life a few different times. So it's definitely true, but for me, it just highlights some deficiencies that we've had in our offensive line.
So last thing before we wrap, and I think it's fitting given the questions Cam asked Mike about how he basically just has all this energy at the Miami game. So we got a quote here from CJ Stroud. He said he feels like he's lost some athleticism as he gets older. He said, being 23, I'm not fully in my grown man body all the way yet. I'm still growing every year, and I got to continue to be hard on myself about not only lifting weights, but eating the right foods. I feel like I'm getting old. I'm not as quick as I used to be. And he talked about him reminiscing back on his high school highlights. So Mike, how do you feel about that quote from CJ Stroud? And we know that the Texans went on to beat the Ravens. We'll talk about that game in our next episode. But how did you feel about that quote from him? And then basically, what advice would you give to him as he's getting older?
He's 23 years old.
Word.
What are you talking about? What is he even talking about? You a baby. He's a baby. Yeah. Listen, if he's somehow slipping and telling us, man, I'm not working as hard as I used to. I'm not in shape like I used to. I'm not doing the small things that I used to do a couple of years ago when I was more afraid of making the team and all those things. Well, get back to it. But you're a baby. You're fresh out the womb. You're 23 years old. I don't want to hear it. Come on, man. This is a baby. It's a kid. Dude, wait till he's 32, 33, 34. Then he'll start telling me about all of this. Right now, you got the whole game in front of you, man. We just get you a mom like Jaden Daniels and leave some of that other stuff alone and focus on the game. I don't want to hear a 23-year-old talking about he's feeling old. You must not be getting some sleep or something. That's got to be something else.
Okay, Arabia, your thoughts, and then Cam.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. This feels like a coming of age story for CJ Stroud, where he's realizing that a lot of this stuff starts in the offseason. The offseason isn't just about going on vacation and visiting family and all this and that. And kind of going back to the whole Debo thing, my boyfriend trains Debo Samuel. So over the offseason, I saw Debo constantly in the gym. Not only that, he ingratiated himself in the DC community. Soon as he got here, he ran a youth football clinic in Southeast DC. He was very serious and intentional in the offseason about getting his body together, ingratiating himself in the organization and the city. And I'm not saying that CJ Stroud isn't doing that. What I am saying is that it sounds like he's realizing that, oh, there's stuff off the field that I have to take care of: sleep, nutrition, staying in the film room and watching tape that really contributes to your performance in the field. And I go back to what Champ Bailey said about Marshawn Lattimore is at a point in his season where he's past his prime. So you have to be able to teach an old dog new tricks. If you still want to be productive, you have to figure out a new way of doing things. You can't just be naturally talented. So CJ Stroud, you're not at that point yet to have to teach an old dog new tricks. You should still be doing the same thing that you were doing at a higher level and progressing. So he's way too young to make this comment, and it seems like he has to figure out what to do off the field to be productive on the field.
What city he playing?
Houston.
Oh, God.
Bitches crazy
Hot
out there,
wings and
man.
hookah.
Them bitches in Houston got them fatties, man. James Harden can't help himself in Houston, man. Listen, when I seen that nigga hitchhike with Amber Rose or whatever the fuck he did that time with Amber Rose, I knew it was bad for the nigga, man. He live in Houston and he's the starting quarterback in Houston. They draining him. They got the nigga thinking he 36. Them bitches draining that nigga. That's a hard city to live in, especially if you the star athlete. Ask James Harden. Stay out the strip club, nigga. Stay out them clubs and stop putting them bitches over, man. Listen, you right up. You 3 hours away, Mike. You know, you up the road.
Yeah, Houston ain't no joke. And I'm just wondering if CJ Stroud trying to tell us he need to get more massages or something in the offseason. I don't know what he's saying.
Listen,
that's all I'm saying.
I'm telling you, you QB1 in Houston, Texas is not easy, man. Listen, go get some security to keep them joints off you, man. I told you, what happened? What happened, Stat? Did he hitchhike with Amber Rose?
Yeah, he gave Amber Rose a ride back after the celebrity softball game.
After the slut walk. Yeah, after the slut walk, he picked her up and took her home. I agree with you. Yeah, take all Arabian advice, because you telling us that you feel old at 23, they draining you, my nigga. And I understand it. I get it. Listen to Arabia.
Cam, you might be onto something, because who would you say, we had a conversation about this last season, who would you say in the United States have like the top five cities for baddest women? I think you said New York. I think you said Miami, Houston. These cities that have some of the baddest women in the country, if we do the science and correlate them to the QB1s in the NFL.
It's a lot of, I like Minneapolis, like Chicago. I don't think I said New York. Shout out to New York. What I'm saying is the lifestyle in Houston. The strip clubs, the chicken wings at 6 in the morning, the 24-hour strip clubs. Listen, Houston's a beautiful city, but it's very scandalous. It's very underground. It get dark out there. I'm telling you, it does. I've been out there. I stayed out there for a little while, and I like
right near the Galleria.
The Galleria.
Right near the Galleria.
That
West Hyman. That West Hyman, right there on that boulevard.
Yeah.
I heard about it. That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, for a 23-year-old QB1 is dangerous out there, man. And listen, this is why And I'm not saying every mother should be this intense as Jaden Daniels' mother, but this is the type of shit that goes on by mothers as a mom interest. I don't know if she could save, I don't know if Jaden Daniels' mom could save him in Houston. They piranhas, them girls out there, man. They eat you up.
They come teamed up.
Yes.
They come teamed up.
Yes.
If you strong enough, you can be strong, but you ain't Hercules. So if you strong to tell the first one no, then she calls her friends.
Yeah.
And then they come over and say, oh, man.
Yeah.
You know, trust me. That's what I heard about that stuff.
Oh, God. The thing about it, I'll just say really quick, I know y'all all disagree. I understand, like, because he's around my age and sometimes you'd be tired. Like, I know you're looking at me crazy. I've grown up only in major cities. Like, I literally have only lived in Miami, LA, and Vegas, and obviously Tampa. Like, you get tired. So I understand him, but I don't think that's a reason to, like, not perform a certain way. And I'm not saying that he's not performing, but I get it.
Stat, you work an hour a day.
No, I know.
What are you talking about? You tired.
Yes, but like I feel like I'm definitely always working, so I get it too, which is a great thing. I wouldn't trade it for anything, but I'm always working. And I'd be tired. Like my back be hurting now. Like
Yo.
it do.
Wow,
I be
man.
tired at 12. Like I try. I be tired.
Hey, speaking of that, let's throw this in here because Stat, you just mentioned something when you mentioned Tampa. We gonna watch Emeka because Tampa ain't no joke either.
It's not.
But Tampa, boy, God almighty.
Ybor City.
Right. That's, hey, boy, I mean, that's another city, boy. That's all they do over there, boy. That's
what
crazy.
I'm saying.
Oh, did they tell you about Tampa too? That's what you heard about Tampa, or
That's what I heard about Tampa.
Yeah.
They got
Right.
you know, yeah.
We're all here. But y'all, shout out to CJ Stroud. Hopefully he figures it out. I get it. They don't. I understand. And it's okay to not understand because maybe I'm tripping. But y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. But that is all the time that we have for today. Mike and Arabia, it was a pleasure to have you both on the show.
Thank you both for coming on the show, man.
Thank you for having us, Uncle Mike. It was great seeing you.
It was great seeing you too, girl. I've been looking for you, so I'm glad we had a chance to chat here.
Yeah, y'all was a little too friendly for me today. I'm gonna get y'all back on the show after y'all play each other, man.
Yes.
Yeah, it's too early. It's too early in the season for y'all to be cool, man.
And I'm salty because I saw Unc in New Orleans in February when we were both covering the Super Bowl. I tried to say hi, and his security told me to keep it moving. So I was like, dang. So, you know.
Yeah, you probably had on that Redskins. Probably had that Redskins sweater on. Niggas ain't stopping for all that. With the security know what's up.
I did.
Right, with that red skin. Right, you right.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. That's
Right.
what he heard. Okay, y'all. Well, thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. Two Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.